Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's live. I am officially excited to kick off our social media lives with our amazing speakers for the Women Thrive Summit 2024. If you're watching this live right now, let me know where in the world you're joining from. And if you're watching this on replay, put hashtag replay and let me know where you are watching this from. Today, I am joined by the incredible Claire Garner. She is an action taker, motivational speaker, serial entrepreneur, visionary, and she is a coach and motivational speaker on empowerment for women. So I'm excited because I think her goals and mission really aligns with the power of the summit that we have coming up this year.
Yeah.
And today we're actually going to be talking about embodiment for visionary leaders. And what does it actually mean to be embodied visionary leader? Well, if you are a leader and you're wanting to become the go-to leader for other leaders, this is the time to think about embodiment, alignment, and holistic approach to your leadership using feminine energy and so much more. So today, this is what we're going to be tapping into. Yes, give me some fire, give me some love in the chat, because this is our first social media live and I want to see you lighting up that stage. Claire, hello, welcome.
Hi, and I'm just thinking, like, I always seem to be the first on our things. It's like the first speaker, the first on here, say hi.
Amazing. I love your energy. You're just like action taker. And I think this really shows because you have built two mega successful businesses, six-figure businesses, and you're starting all over again. And that just goes to show like you're resilient, you're going for it, you don't stop, you don't give up, you don't pause. You're like, come on, let's go. And knowing your story, which we're going to hear a little bit more about today, it makes sense why you are the way you are. Tell us a little bit more about your background story so my audience can get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, of course. So my background is one of trials and tribulations. Always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, born leader, born on the first of the month. I'm a Virgo. It's like in all of the charts, right? It was just gonna happen. And I always knew that. I always felt that. And I left school at 16 because I knew that I was going to make it on my own. I just didn't quite know how. And then the universe kind of threw me a curveball. At the age of 18, I ended up in a 15-year abusive relationship. So I still managed to get on my entrepreneurial journey. I still managed to kind of make something of myself during that time. But you can imagine it wasn't the easiest of journeys to navigate. And so it built a lot of resilience. It built a lot of lessons. It came with a whole heap of trauma that I had to heal. But when I eventually got out of that, my whole life 360'd. I had my spiritual awakening. I found my purpose. I started to step into my power, and I really figured out who I was, what I was here to do, and how I was going to now start to do it. And from that point, I birthed my second business, my third business. I'm the queen of pivots. I love to start again. I'm all about rebirth and the cycle of evolution and expansion and growth. And for me, that is what leadership is. It's about showing other people how we lead ourselves through these journeys, through these situations. It's not about all of the smoke and mirrors and just talking about our successes. It's about showing authentically vulnerability and who we are behind the scenes, because that is true leadership. That's true embodiment right there. And that's my story in a very condensed minute or so.
Yeah, very, very condensed, because I know a little bit more behind the scenes of your story, and it's really, really inspiring just what you managed to achieve. And like I said, you're becoming, um, you know, a speaker, which is so amazing now to watch just how you're taking this journey and really taking it all out. Like, and I think that's what it takes for leaders to step into their power, their authenticity, overcoming our own fears and going for it, because we are the trailblazers in a way. And I feel like you are showing example of how it's done. What gives you that drive?
I mean, for me, my drive is all about my purpose. And I think as entrepreneurs, we can have that drive for success. right? And that's what I always had when I was younger, when I was at school. I knew I wanted to be successful, but there was no kind of meat to the bones. It was like, okay, I want success, but what even is that? You know, is it a monetary figure? Is it a nice house? You know, what does it actually look like? And I couldn't answer it. I remember going to job interviews when I was like in my early 20s. They'd be like, what does success look like to you? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll know it when I have it. Like, you know, is this thing that we don't really know what it is that we want. And when I started to get clear on my purpose and what I was here to do, that really started to be my driving force, because it's not about the money. It's not about the shiny car and the fancy house. It's about how much impact you make in the world. It's about how many lives you touch. It's about the legacy that you not just leave, but you live through the embodiment of your work and what you're here to do. And that is what gets us through the bad days, right? It's what gets us up in the mornings when no clients are knocking at the door. It's what gets us through those times when we're pivoting and it all feels like it's crashing down, and we keep going because we're here for that reason. And this is why I talk so much about, you know, balance is a misconception of what we should strive for, because if you're striving for balance, it implies that there's priority, that something is more important than the other. That means that you're not living in your purpose, because if you're living in your purpose, it's harmony, because everything is just in alignment with what you're here to do. And for me, that is my driving force. It's living my best life, doing what I know I'm here to do, day in, day out, regardless of anything that I see in or not in my 3D world.
Nice. I love that. I love that. You really encapsulate it so well that, you know, it doesn't have to be a balance. You can have it all. And when you really live in alignment, it's just easy. And I feel every single day I'm excited to wake up. I'm excited to go to bed so I can wake up again next day and keep going and show up and, you know, take on more clients, expand my vision. And people say, like, how do you do it all? It's like, I don't know. It's easy. I don't find it hard.
It doesn't feel like work. Exactly. It's not like, we're not here saying, you know, you need to grind and hustle and burn out. This is not what it's about, right? That is the hustle culture that we're stepping away from. When you're in alignment, I get the exactly same thing. It's like so many people are like, how do you have 3 businesses? And it's like, because it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like I'm just living my best life. That's it.
That's right. I love that. I love that. I mean, and that's the goal. Like, I think when we start our own businesses, we don't think about, okay, I'm going to start my own business and I'm going to grind myself to death, right? Trying to make money. And I think to some extent, if you only get into business or entrepreneurship because of money, what you're quickly going to discover that you're going to burn out, you are going to struggle, you are probably not going to attract your ideal clients because you're just doing it for the money. And I think in entrepreneurship, it's slightly different. So what is embodied empowerment? And I know this is something that you're going to be expanding on at the Women Thrive Summit coming up in March. But what is, in your eyes, embodied empowerment and leadership?
Yeah, so I think embodiment for me is one of the most important things that you can do as a leader, because how many of us hear that term, fake it till you make it? And I call myself out here, right? Because I used to preach that. Saying, yeah, fake it till you make it, because I thought that's what I did. And I thought, you know, this is how I'm able to take these brave actions. This is how I'm able to make these bold decisions, because I just kind of convince myself that I am that person and I can do it. But what I realized is that actually, when you fake it till you make it, that is what gives you imposter syndrome, because you are actively telling yourself that you are not yet that person, that you are faking it. And so embodiment is about being it. And when I realized this, I realized that that's what I've actually done all along, but I didn't have a terminology for it. I didn't know that that's what I was doing. So I was just using the term that I had heard and that everyone used. And I was like, yeah, that kind of fits what I'm doing. But actually, I've always known who I am. I've always known what I'm here to do. And I've always known that I would make it, right? That I would create the kind of impact that I'm here to make. And so When you start to embody that, there is no imposter syndrome, because you are that. You are that. How can you be an imposter in your own body, in your own inner knowing? You can't. It's impossible. Imposter syndrome comes from being not in alignment, because you're trying to make something fit. You're trying to get that square into a circle, and it just doesn't work. Embodiment is about being who you are here to be in the here and the now, making the decisions as that person, taking the actions that that person takes, thinking the thoughts that that person thinks. This is true embodiment, and that is true leadership.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just, let's just feel into that for a second. No more fake it till you make it, embody it, show up, because it's so right. And I love it that you said, I was wondering how I was able to do all of this, because you are that person. You're the one doing it. Look in the mirror and remind yourself, you're the one that made it happen. You're the one that brought it to vision, brought it to life. And a lot of times I do the same. Like, I take myself out of the importance. And a lot of the times my speakers and clients say, no, Ray, you've done this.
Yeah.
You've initiated, you brought us here. And here we are. We've got the result. And a lot of the times I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm like, of course it's happening. You planned for it. So like, why don't you give yourself the goddamn credit?
Yeah. It's like, have you actually seen yourself? And this is what we do, right? We minimize our own greatness. But in order to have true visionary leadership, if you want to lead leaders, you need to embody and you need to own that greatness, because leadership is not about being meek. It's not about being mediocre. And just because you embody your own power and you stand on your own story and you know your own worth, that does not mean that you think you're better than everyone else, right? And this is what we get caught up in. We're like, oh, but people are going to think that I'm egotistic and that, I think I'm better than everyone else. It's not about that. It's about being a leader. It's about knowing who you are. It's about owning your authority, owning your experience, owning your journey, owning your power unapologetically. This is leadership. So I get really passionate.
Bring that, Claire. Come on, bring that Claire essence. We need it. We need it. We just need that reminder. Like, listen, we need that reminder right now that you are a leader. And I love it, because the work we're doing with the empowerment is reminding women of their power, of their greatness, of their essence, of their magic. Like, come on, let's shake some like floors here and tell them that, you know what, this is all you creating it. And if you're feeling down right now, if you don't feel confident, if you're not having your best day, hey, look in the mirror, put on that superwoman cape and remind yourself of your power. And if you're not feeling it right now, head over to womenthrivesummit.com, register for our upcoming summit, network with women, hear their talks, get inspired, get empowered, and listen, take a massive action. Like, even if it's the smallest thing, make that a thing today that you're going to commit and say, I'm taking action. I'm showing up different than ever before. Claire, you're firing out.
So that's what I do.
Let's go. Let's light up some fires. What else? How can women make it more practical in their lives? Like, right now, if someone is feeling, I'm not feeling my best, I don't see myself as a leader. That's what a lot of times I hear from women. I don't see myself as a leader. But how can we change that perception?
Yeah. Well, firstly, you need to ask yourself, are you a leader? Because not everyone is. So are you a leader? Because when you ask yourself a question, your subconscious has to answer, right? And it won't answer with, it won't answer in a way that you want it to answer. It will answer with what it knows to be true. Okay. And so if you say, am I a leader? You will get a response. And what is that response telling you? If it's telling you that you are, and you're here feeling that you're not, then there's a disconnect there, right? Something is not in alignment. Something is not in your power. You're giving your power away, probably to money, probably to the amount of clients that you do or you don't have. And what you're saying is that until I have X amount of money in the bank, until I have X amount of clients, until I've hit X amount of success, I don't feel like an authority in my field. I don't feel like the go-to. I don't feel like I can really lead other leaders because my 3D reality is not where I want it to be. What I say to that is pedestaling. That is pedestaling something outside of you for your power, because you are your power. You are worthy right this very second. If someone knocks on your door tomorrow and says, I'm here, I want to work with you, I'm going to give you 100 grand, what can you do for me? Does that make you any more worthy tomorrow than it does today? Just because someone has now come knocking? Absolutely not. You're still the same person as you are today, as you are tomorrow, just because that interaction has then happened. So you need to step into that power and know that whether they do or don't come knocking tomorrow, the next day, you are worthy right now. When you start to realize that and you start to allow yourself to believe that, that is when the 3D reality will change, because that is when you will start to stand in your leadership, in your authority, and it will show energetically. Because when you don't feel it, it shows in your content, in your messaging, in your branding, in the way you show up, in the way you talk, in the way you carry yourself, all of that, it shows, because energy doesn't lie. So you need to come back to your worthiness and remember that you were born worthy. We were all born worthy, and you got this far.
Yeah. Oh, just feel into that. I feel like whoever is watching this right now, can you just pause and rewind that a little bit and just watch that part again and allow it to sink in? Like, really allow it to sink in. The words that we're speaking onto you today, let that be your reminder. Let that be your aha moment to say, you've got the power. You've got everything that you need within yourself already. We're not here trying to tell you that you need this, you need that. Listen, you're empowered to make your own decisions in the best way possible. And if you want to be the go-to leader for other leaders, if you want to attract other clients and people who are looking up to you as a leader, you have to do this work. You have to do the embodiment and to feel like you are worthy, like you're speaking your truth, you're embodying who you truly are. Because as you said, if you're trying to fake it till you make it, if you're trying to wear a mask, unfortunately, it's a matter of time until things are going to crumble and your audience going to see it right through it. So I think it's time, right? What's the next step for our audience?
And wear it with pride. Like, sit on your throne and know that you're worthy of that spot. Yeah. That's why it's there. That's why you're doing what you do, right? That's why you're here watching this, because you know that you're here for bigger, better, brighter things. You know that you're here for a reason. You know that you're here to make an impact in the world. So start owning who that person is, because it's you. It's you right now. And what you have to start doing is making decisions as that person. Go over to the Thrive Summit, register for the talk. Is that the kind of thing that a leader would do? Get around other leaders? I think they would. Go and start investing in yourself. Get in the rooms with people further on than you. Start making decisions as that person, as that future version of you that you are stepping into, that you are embodying right now. Start making the decisions as her right now. That will collapse your timeline.
Let's go. So what are we doing at the Women with Thrive Summit? You're one of our VIP speakers. You've got a prime spot at the summit. You're going to be lining up on stage, bringing some fire. What's your talk about and why should people attend it?
So needless to say, it's all about leadership. It's all about becoming the visionary leader that you're here to be. And I've got 5 steps of beautiful magic, some framework that you can put into place, some methodology that you can start implementing right now to step into that visionary leader that you are here to be, that you know you're here to be. So let's make it happen.
Amazing. Let's go. Let's do it. So, if you haven't already, there is a link in the description. Go ahead, click that link, register for your spot. Make sure you hit on Claire's talk. So you're signed up for Claire's talk, because we are leading up to the incredible Women Thrive Summit, which is our annual women empowerment event, one of the largest annual women empowerment events in the world. So I think you're going to be in for an absolute treat, because on our stage, we are spotlighting 50 incredible speakers from all around the world, and you have to be there. If you're working on your leadership, if you're working on your entrepreneurial skills, personal development, and I believe that we're always work in progress, including myself, I am there. Like, I want you to get the first front row seat. And also, if you want to get access to our incredible speakers, you want to get some coaching sessions, you want to have breakout sessions with them and access our incredible goodie bag, upgrade your ticket. Make that investment in yourself today and make it known that, look, as a leader, that's the kind of decisions I'm making. That's the way I am showing up. I am investing in myself, showing not to anybody else, but to yourself. Like, when I go to events, I love getting VIP seats. Like, why would I want to sit at the back? Like, no, bring me forward. I want to go have dinner and lunch and breakout sessions with all these amazing speakers. Like, I want to get the front row seat. So go ahead to Women Thrive Summit, get yourself a front row seat. The tickets are on sale right now. And plus, you get a shipment of the magazine once you are paid ticket holder. So if you haven't yet subscribed to a beautiful Women Thrive magazine, you'll get a little teaser as a result of your ticket subscription. So call it a little, not only digital goodie bag that we have, but also a physical gift that we'll put it in a post for you. Claire, last parting thoughts for our incredible leaders watching us right now.
Oh, just like I said, make the decisions for your future self right now, because that is the art of embodiment right there. You need to start being her now, to collapse that timeline, to show your authority, to stand in your authority and stand in your power.
Beautiful. Love that. I hope you're feeling inspired. And if you're not, I don't want you to go back and rewind. You need to hear that again and embody it and, like, really soak it in and remind yourself, because a lot of the times we don't believe our own selves, right? I think that is what this came out, like, something came out of this live. Like, look, it needs that. You need to believe your own magic, your own power, your own potion that you're trying to sell to other people, right? Take that. So rewind it back and share it with somebody else, because I think this magical live was deeply, deeply touching, important, and many, many more women need to hear it. So if you know someone who needs to hear it, tag that person in this live, share it with her, send her to a DM, or this is streaming right now to our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of our platforms. And I think there are women who need to hear this right now. So whatever platform you're on, go over to Women Thrive Media and do make sure that you share this live with the rest of your audience. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this. I look forward to seeing you at the summit. Claire, you're an absolute star. It's been amazing to have you on this journey so far. And I'm just waiting for your moment to shine on our stage in March. Thank you so much.
I can't wait.
See you all soon.
Bye.